Welcome to the Team GPT podcast. I am your host, Syed Hader. We have my co-hosts. Sorry, I didn't mean to actually hit you. I got really excited for no reason. We have Ryan, owner of the podcast, owner of the gym, owner of things. Mm-hmm. Right? We have Brian, right? We have 3 lovely ladies on these couches. Why don't you introduce yourselves, your position? You guys have positions in roller derby? This is a roller derby podcast. I know nothing. Well, I've been told you have actual names, clearly, and you have nicknames, right? Roller derby nicknames. So just introduce yourselves into the camera or to the microphone or to Brian. Like,
starting. All right.
Yeah, you're starting.
Real name Cassandra McNeil. Derby name Parker Poison, and I am mostly a blocker.
Real name Jennifer. Derby name Rage, and I am a jammer.
Real name Nolan. Derby name Your Mom, and I am also a blocker.
awesome.
It's one of the better names.
It's a good one.
So, as I mentioned like 2 seconds ago, I know nothing about roller derby, right? From what I remember, there used to be a movie about it. I forgot who was in it. There was a movie.
With like Raquel Welch or like
Drew Barrymore.
Ellen Page.
That sounds familiar.
Which
It all
like,
sounds familiar.
vintage are we talking here?
I don't
I guess
remember.
Ellen Page for
Okay,
him.
alright.
No, older than that, because it was like a late night movie that I was just up watching.
That may not.
That wasn't roller derby.
Where did they have clothes?
It wasn't an after hours movie. It was just a late night movie. Like, but anyway, so if you can explain why this podcast started so weird, sort of how you got into roller derby, and then after that we could talk about sort of the rules, how to actually roller derby.
Just the basic idea.
Basic idea. Yeah. So how'd you guys get into roller derby? Yeah. Anyone can start. Yeah.
Okay. So I started playing in 2009, and I had gone to a couple games, and it looked fun. And I had been in middle school at one point and had learned how to roller skate there. So I decided to try out, and I sort of thought like, oh, I'll be bad at this, but like I'll just do it, and if they take me, then I'll like go until they're like, no, thank you. And so I did that, and that was 9 years ago.
Oh. I'll just go down the couch.
Okay, so I got into it in 2008, but previously before that, I spent a year following the league and photographing them and doing like my senior thesis at school on them. So then when I finally graduated, I had the time to commit to skating, so I gave it a shot, and I haven't stopped.
I joined in 2007. I went to their expo bout in December 2006, and it looked like fun, so me and a couple friends joined up. There weren't even tryouts when I joined. We just were on the league when we started.
Awesome.
So like the basic idea of the sport.
Okay.
There's no ball.
There's
no
no ball.
ball.
There's no
Oh,
motorcycles. There's
Which is a
no
shame.
crocodile pit.
Yeah.
People ask.
Do you joust?
Yes.
There's no jousting.
Oh.
It is less like American Gladiators than you'd think.
Dang.
So there's an oval track. There are 10 players on the track at a time, assuming no one's in the penalty box. 5 on each team. 4 blockers, 1 jammer. The jammer scores points by lapping opposing blockers, and also the opposing jammer given that opportunity. And that's it. The game is played in units, 2-minute units called jams. And so you put on all your players, you play for 2 minutes, they all leave, you put on a new set of players, they play for 2 minutes. This is very basic. There are reasons that jams can be shorter than 2 minutes, but that gets like complicated.
Well, that's
Yeah.
the basic
That's-
idea.
that's
Is you're
high.
basically scoring
Sure.
points
Yeah.
by the jammer lapping.
Yeah.
So what brought you guys in here and working out at GPT? Just
So,
needed.
I don't know.
Well, I think a group of you guys came
Yeah,
together.
there were a few of us who were just looking to try it out, and I sort of decided, like, okay, I'll do this for 3 months, and if I just, like, super hate it at the end of 3 months, then I'll stop.
And how long ago was that?
That was,
3
like,
days. 3 months and 1 day.
almost a year?
Almost a
Yeah,
year now.
almost a year.
I think it started with Shannon through Black Market.
Yeah,
right?
that sounds right.
Shannon Barber.
Because Shannon's on your team, and we're sponsored by Black Market, so she set up having a group come in, and I think we had like 6 women
Yeah, there were
come
like
in.
5 or 6 of us that started out. Came
And,
in for like the orientation.
Yeah, and you three are here all the time. And we have one that hopefully will be back, and then a couple that just wasn't their thing, which is fine, whatever. But yeah, I mean, I know, like, I went to one of the games because when Shannon and I were talking about it, I was like, same thing. I was like, I don't know shit about the sport. I got to figure out what the sports is so I can actually train people for it.
Yeah.
And I said, like, I told you, like, that thing I was expecting more violence. There's a lot less violence. No, there's a lot less than I was expecting people to get laid out, and it was like, it only happened once in that game. Like, someone got laid out once, and I was like, oh shit. But like the rest of the time, it was like, it wasn't as violent as I was expecting, I guess. I also at one point was like, how did you just score like 170 points? I was like, what just, it was like that. And all of a sudden I was like, wow, they're up by like 100. I don't know what just happened.
It's a quick sport.
It was like, yeah, it was just
points
insane.
Are very
Usually high.
easy to score. Yeah, it's a high. It's like a more like basketball scores than like soccer or football or.
Yeah, so my wife and I went to the game one night, just like you were, I think, already there. And we were coming in just so I could get an idea, and I was like, what the hell is going on? And, I mean, I was thinking just, like, physically, like, okay, what do we need to do physically to coach you? But I was trying to pick up the game, and I'm like, okay, when that person goes by, good things happen. I was like, all right. And then, like,
strategies, but like until you sort of become familiar with them or familiar with the game, it just kind of tends to look like a big mess.
There's a lot of intricacies. That's what I'm looking for.
Intricacies.
Yes.
Yeah.
The cool thing about your bouts, which I've now learned to say bouts and not games.
You can say games, it doesn't matter.
Bounce is fading away.
Bouts?
Yeah.
That sounds like
We're
a
not
fight.
calling it bouts anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Now that's becoming the
Fizzling
taboo.
out, yeah.
We'll call a game bout. Game out contest. But you will have announcers that explain the game, and you have literally your team members going around asking people they know what it is. Because it's like, I think that from powerlifting, like, it's basic. People are always like, why? What's the lights? What is going on here? And like, what are this? And you guys do a good job as a league, at least, describing like what the fuck is going on. Because there is a lot of
Could be
a lot going on.
well, so I got there the night that we went. It was like I didn't know what to expect till we got to the place and couldn't find parking. It was insane. And then we finally found a parking spot, and it was pouring, and we started to walk, and then a shuttle came up.
Yeah.
You want to ride? I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Just get in this
And,
van.
and like we get shuttled over, and like we get inside, and it was like you were already like halfway into your game, and I was like, the score is insane. What the hell is going on? And like I said, my wife and I, we got there too late. It was like I was like, I don't know what's going on.
It's very.
I just and then I talked to Shannon afterwards, and she's like, "What'd you think?" I'm like, I don't know.
Mine just blew.
Yeah, it happened so fast. I was like, I don't really know what happened.
Well, I guess usually, your seasons seem like they're kind of hard to describe too, but
Yeah.
typically, how many games do you play per, let's say, per year? Because I feel like you guys have
10?
10-ish? Yeah, that sounds right.
it's a lot of traveling. I know it's like similar with us, powerlifters, there's a lot of federations. I know is there 2 or 3 big federations that.
We are with the Women's Flat Track Derby Association. That's the largest one. There is the Men's Roller Derby Association, a Juniors Roller Derby Association, and then USARS
Yeah.
and MAID.
These are all acronyms that we don't know what they mean. USA Roller Sports, maybe? Is that them?
That's like what
I don't know
happens
if
to us.
that's
Like, we just start
USARS.
lifting out letters and that's
Yeah.
And then there are like renegade leagues that don't have rules that just looks like a nightmare.
Yes.
Oh, and bank track.
And bank
And there's
track,
bank
yeah.
track. Yeah, right. Okay. Also that.
I think that's
So,
what
different
like
Yeah, that's
history
what
is,
I
like, That's
picture.
what most people think about
Yeah.
history
Right,
of
That bank tracks.
Right. So
There's-
there,
So,
There's not a lot of bank tracks left.
oh, okay.
no, there are like 20-ish leagues,
Yeah.
I think, in the U.S. that have bank tracks. And part of it is just like cost.
Expense.
You
Yeah.
Okay.
have to build it, you have to maintain it, you have to have a space to keep it in, you have to like, have it there all the time. Whereas we can just like rent a basketball court and put down tape and rope and
Yeah.
call it
We could play
That's
on wood,
Yeah.
sport court,
cement.
polished concrete.
all
That sounds terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the best.
Concrete is the
Concrete's
best.
the best. It's so flat.
It's not the
Way
best
better
when
than
you
sport
fall.
Yeah.
That's what I'm. Yeah.
You just don't fall.
You just try not
Yeah,
to
don't
fall.
fall.
Which is why we're here, building
That's
strength.
right.
So
Oh,
that
there you go.
I've been on skates once in my life.
How'd that go?
I
You had the
took.
same story.
I took about one
Tell us
step.
about your roller derby.
I took about
experiences.
one step, ate shit, and hurt my wrist so bad that I couldn't swing a baseball bat, which was my sport, for the rest of the summer because my wrist was so jacked
So
up.
I'm gonna say you should bend your knees more.
And I was like, I'm like, nope, skates off, and we are done. And I went and sat back on the side and just ignored it. And I was like, I'm good.
Skating is a lot harder than one would think if they haven't skated before.
Well, I mean, I was Division I athlete. I never felt so.
I expect to do every sport always.
You're expecting him to just like flip.
I was like, no, I was like, I'm gonna be able. I'll get on skates and I'll just start skating around and I'll be fine.
See,
And like I said, I made it
do no
one
other-
step and ate shit. And I was like, nah, this is not for me. This is not for me.
Were they there's the inline skating?
No, not blades. Screw that.
They play on
No,
They
no.
play on quad
Quad
skates.
roller
Yeah,
skating.
quad.
No
Oh,
roller
man.
skating.
There's a lot
We
of
can start our own.
I think that'd be even harder.
The rollerblade league. I can rollerblade no
It's
problem.
just speed skating.
No.
They have
We'll
speed
just
skating
fight
already.
on speed skates.
But I need summer speed skating. I could do that.
Yeah, we'll do a water walk somewhere.
Nice. It'll be like an old '90s movie.
Yeah.
You can
use
get
money
Walkman.
back, like-
But do bank tracks and flat tracks have different rules, or is it just semantics in regards to like?
I believe.
Have you guys played on a bank track? At all?
I
I've
have.
played one bank track. One.
Yeah, the same game.
Same
yeah,
game,
the
yeah.
same game. It was like playing on the moon. It was so crazy.
Yeah. It took about.
Did it change strategy
There
at
are
all?
different rules.
A little
is,
bit, yeah.
yeah.
But there's because I mean up at the top there's like actually bars that you have to not.
Right, so
go
hitting
over.
people to the outside is far less effective.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then at the bottom there's like a little dip, and then you're like off the track.
Right. It was
Yeah.
hard. The team that we played is used to playing teams who don't play bank track, so they were very like nice and explaining
Yeah.
things to us, and were like very helpful as opposed to being just like assholes or something.
Yeah.
We lost, right? I'm sure they did.
Yeah. But
It
after
was
like
really fun.
after like 10 minutes or so, like I got more comfortable and
Yeah.
realized I wasn't going to die every time I like fell off the bottom.
Yeah,
so.
incline is kind of scary.
Yeah.
Not nuts about hills.
Like in terms of strategy, I know I'm going really into the physics of this, but in terms of strategy, do you guys like plan out like if we take the like longer route, high ground, in Star Wars terms, high ground, and use like that momentum to get forward faster? Or
I think like higher level bank track people do that. We
Okay.
did not. We were just sort of trying to stand up and not die.
I was staying away from the top. I didn't want to get knocked
Yeah,
out.
I didn't.
I didn't
love
want to
the
fall
top.
like I don't even know if it was that tall, like 4 feet or something. I didn't want to fall
It
that far.
seems tall.
Yeah,
It was really fun though.
it was.
do you guys have an in season and off season as well, like other sports, or is it sort of just all year
it's
round?
like hurricane season. It's like 9.5 months out of the year.
Oh, sick!
Yeah.
Yeah, we kind of start in games start in March,
We start training mid-January usually.
and then we stop training mid-November.
It's really like you have a little tiny
5
break,
weeks
just
off.
long enough to like see your parents, remind them you're still alive, and
Recover
maybe
from
heal.
any
Yeah.
injuries.
How has? Well, let's do this. Before you came here, did you guys have any history of strength training?
None.
No.
I did.
You had a little bit.
I did, yeah.
You guys both kind of.
I did,
had the
yeah.
CrossFit background.
I had CrossFit and I did other weight training programs.
Has strength training played a noticeable effect on Derby for you guys, or hopefully?
Absolutely.
No.
No.
Oh no!
I I think
I think
for me it
absolutely,
has.
yeah, definitely.
I feel quicker,
Mhm.
Better endurance,
definitely better
stronger
endurance.
at taking and receiving hits, like not losing balance from that.
Yeah. Yeah. I've always been
Jumping
pretty
the
stable,
apex.
but yeah, not much. I've more stability, general
More
quickness.
power.
Yeah.
Being able to absorb hits.
Mm-hmm.
That was literally my first thing. I was like,
Nah.
okay, what can we do to so getting hit doesn't
So,
Right,
doesn't suck or doesn't knock you down.
Right.
That was my first. My feeling was like,
That's the most
well, no, I'm
important
serious.
part.
Like,
It's so hard picking yourself up
Yes,
constantly.
I was like, the more you're on your feet, the better off the whole game's going to be. So,
Yeah.
what can we do to not spend as much time on your ass? So, and for a lot of people, I think a lot of people train balance in a lot of weird ways, but
Bosu balls.
there's
I have a Bosu ball.
there's some benefit to some of that stuff, but getting stronger will make you more balanced.
Yeah.
So just doing the basic lifts like trap bar deadlift or squats and stuff like that will make you more balanced because you're stronger.
Right.
Yeah.
No, a lot of it is just core strength.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's not I don't have any of you doing you did a little bit a little bit of balance stuff, but we're not doing any circus trick stuff except for when you did the pistol on a balance beam. That's a circus trick.
That was
But I'm not.
my party trick.
But I'm not giving you circus trick stuff where a lot of things people will be doing that. You're like, oh, why are you doing that? You're not training any differently really than a baseball player or a football player or even as a powerlifter. So it's only slightly. You're still squatting, benching, and deadlifting. Just a little bit variations because you don't need to do those exact lifts. But we're doing the same stuff. The stronger you can be, like you said, if you're stronger, you're going to be a little bit faster and. If you're faster, then going at a normal pace, it should feel easier, so you should have more endurance. So.
So I know in regards to at least because we talk a lot about Olympic lifting and powerlifting, and when it comes to roller derby, you're focused a lot on balance. How do you pick those main movements, as we mentioned on other podcasts, those supplemental movements, or is it sort of just a different mindset when you're trying to train an athlete or an athlete in a sport that you're not really that familiar with?
Well, that's why I went to see the game because I only knew what you said, some of the movies, and I thought immediately I said the same thing when I got to the center. I was surprised it wasn't the bank court. I thought that was a
Standard.
thing.
Yeah.
And then I think you told me you're like, no, that's a pain in the ass to build. I was like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, all right, that makes sense.
Got the equivalent of people asking us why we're not predictable overhead.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, so I wanted to go see the sport to see what was going on. And I said right away, I knew, okay, we need to be able to absorb hits, maintain balance, maintain core strength, and just get, and like I said, getting stronger will make you faster, will make you have more endurance. So I knew that was kind of easy. You do a lot more single leg, single arm stuff than the powerlifters do. But we still, all of you lifted today, we squat, bench, deadlift, lunges, it's not. Get really good at the basics, and good things will happen. We don't need to be doing little sissy exercises to Well, I don't even mean like that. I just mean you don't need to just because you're on skates doesn't mean I remember Eric Cressy was talking about they're how sport specific do you train? And at the time he was training a boxer, and he said, "Oh yeah, I stand there and punch him in the face while he lifts all of his stuff." People are like, "Really? No!" I try to get him bigger, faster, stronger, leaner. And that's what we're doing for every sport, and then maybe just slight tweaks here and there. So like I said, you guys do a lot more single leg work than some of the other, some of the powerlifters, because the powerlifters, we do it.
single leg.
We do it just we do it.
We start doing our lifts with our roller
in competition, we're not squatting up.
No, but,
yeah.
but we do the single leg stuff more to stay healthy, where you do the single leg stuff more to get strong at that, which will carry over more to your sport.
Yeah.
So it's.
You guys don't. That's the thing with this. When we train, this is our sport. We're doing this. You guys get enough training skating. Your balance is usually pretty fine. When I got on skates, I realized how terrible my balance was. You guys do it every week, so it's not we're not drilling things that you already good at.
Right.
That you practice.
And if you just lifted and then didn't practice roller derby, you probably wouldn't get much, if any, better at all.
Probably not.
But you're practicing 2 or 3 times a week,
3 times a week, yeah.
and then you're here 2 or 3 times a week. So it's gonna have a carryover. But yeah, if you just if you just did this and then try to skate, all of a sudden it wouldn't like we did. We both ate shit.
Same
So-
goes opposite. Like when we have new skaters coming into the league, we tell them like train outside of practice because you will see growth so much faster than coming and skating for 6 hours a week.
I just skated for like.
And you see such a big difference, right?
Well, and like so, hopefully one of your future teammates that also comes here. Like in the last couple weeks, we know like it's 25 laps, right, to pass the test.
There's a big
25?
evaluation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Evaluation.
25 is the first benchmark, and then you have to do 27 and 5
right.
27 and
So
to be eligible for a travel team.
So and she started training with us, and I started kicking the crap out of her recently, and I know she picked up like almost 2 full laps in like 2 weeks of doing the training. So hopefully she gets.
She'll get there.
I think she
Everyone kinda has the
needs
element
2
to
more.
work on, I think, too, and-
So I think that was a help,
Yeah.
even though she
Yeah,
doesn't like me anymore.
in the heat of the moment. But
Look, from what you guys were just saying, there's a long in season and a very short off season, right? I know for a lot of other sports the off season is a lot longer than the in season, right? How does that change programming for them?
So I think your season is weird because, like you said, like you're playing for 9 months, but you maybe have
You play like 1 to 2 games a month.
yeah. So like I'm just kind of training like it's off season all the time. To be
Okay.
honest, it's not like the baseball guys that are in summer ball, like playing Legion right now, and the guys that play 27 games in 33 days. Like that is in season. That like we need to pull back on a lot of things. I don't think we need to pull back. I haven't pulled back on any of you at all. I don't. What's the point? Because like I said, you might have 2 weeks before you have a game.
yeah.
So if you have 2 weeks of just skating practice, and here, I don't think we need to have an off season.
Like, okay.
No, and I think we
or an in season,
generally
whatever.
Yeah.
Like
pull back. Like we have a game coming up on Saturday, we might not come on like Thursday,
Right.
Friday,
Right.
and just pull back
Like
then.
maybe don't start a
Yeah.
new program.
No,
like 2
right,
days
right.
before a game,
Yeah.
not the best plan.
yeah, just don't be sore right before. But
Sure.
yeah, other than that, like I'm not really as worried about that. I don't think it's an issue.
Well, I mean, do you guys have any games coming up? Do you have any like major events? Do you have?
Fancy you should ask.
We do.
We sure do. August 12th?
18th.
18th, sorry.
Not the
I'm
12th.
sorry, 18th at In Sports in Trumbull.
It's our last home
It is
game.
our last home game of the year.
For the travel
For the travel teams. Doors open at 5. First whistle is at 6. The first game is the All-Stars versus the Grand Central Terminators, who are a team from Gotham Roller Derby in New York. And then the Yankee Brutals are playing who, Parker?
Perhaps the New Hampshire Cherry Bombs?
Okay, that sounds right.
Sounds good to me.
Sure.
That sounds
Probably.
I guess you'll have to come to find
You'll have to-
out.
yeah, come to
Yeah.
find out.
Hopefully, we have this episode out before then.
Oh, we will. Don't worry about it.
18.
Yeah. I'll do
Like I said, get there early because we got there late. Like, I didn't think we got there that late, and then it took us 20 minutes to like actually get inside.
It's pretty crazy.
There's vendors, there's cupcakes, there's
Yeah.
beer, there's
That's not good.
There's a shuttle bus.
t-shirts, there's a shuttle bus, there's a nice man in a van.
Yeah,
He'll
that's
pick
a
you
very
up.
nice.
Yeah,
Where you end up, no one knows.
$12, I think,
At the door.
at the door. And then you can get advance tickets online on brown paper tickets through our league's Facebook.
Which is, you should probably say the name.
Yeah.
Oh, our league is
Did we
Connecticut
not?
Roller Derby. I don't think we did. Our
We
league is
must.
Connecticut Roller Derby. And I'm pretty sure the Facebook is facebook.com/CT Roller Derby. That sounds right.
Sounds about right.
CTRollerderby.com.
That sounds-
Instagram, Facebook,
Everything.
Ooh.
Yeah.
we're there.
That's
There's also teamgpt.com. If you're a roller derby outside of Connecticut, we do coaching.
that's nice.
All right. Well,
We never know how to end anything.
that's
Yeah, you
it.
guys tell us what you think about roller derby, and we'll see what you've retained.
Stop recording.
Thank you so much for listening. To send in questions, DM me on Instagram at Syed_likes_stuff. Follow the gym on Instagram at Team GPT. For more information about the gym, visit GleasonPerformance.com and join the team. For online coaching, go to teamgpt.com.